monkey who came back from Vulture Peak was not the same one who left. That's not a theory. That's the part of the story nobody wants to sit with. Here's what the novel actually says happened. In chapters 56 through 58 of Journey to the West, Sun Wukong is banished from the pilgrimage group for killing bandits, and while he's gone, an identical double appears, steals the travel documents, and attempts to complete the journey to India alone to claim all the merit and glory. The Buddha eventually steps in, names the double as a Six-Eared Macaque, and Wukong kills it. That's the official version. The survivor is Sun Wukong. The dead one is the fake. But here's the thing the novel can't quite close. Every single authority in the cosmos looked at those two monkeys and could not tell them apart. Not Guan Yin, not the Jade Emperor, not the 10 Kings of Hell. The only one who gave a verdict was the Buddha. And a verdict is not the same as proof. Keep that in the back of your mind because we're going to come back to it. First, let's walk through what actually happens, because the story itself is already strange before you start pulling threads. It starts with bandits. Wukong disguises himself as a young monk to rescue Tang Sanzang, who's been captured by mountain bandits demanding money for safe passage. The bandits let the priest go, but Wukong murders the two bandit chiefs with his iron staff. Tang Sanzang, a monk who cannot stomach the killing of humans no matter the reason, is furious. He recites the headband tightening spell, the one that sends white-hot pain searing through Wukong's skull, and banishes him. This is not the first time. The first banishment happened over the white-bone demon. This is the second. Wukong, feeling completely betrayed for protecting the man who just exiled him, has nowhere to go. So, he goes to Guan Yin. And that's the exact moment the double strikes. The Six-Eared Macaque impersonates Wukong, knocks Tang Sanzang unconscious, steals the luggage, occupies Flower Fruit Mountain's water curtain cave, and declares his intention to form his own scripture-seeking team to journey to the Western Heaven. A fake Tang Sanzang, a fake Baji, a fake Sandy, an entire mirror image pilgrimage assembled and ready to march. The real Wukong's home, his throne, his disciples, all of it taken. When Sha Wujing goes to recover the stolen goods, he finds Wukong at Flower Fruit Mountain, reading the travel documents aloud. Mistaking the illusions for reality, Wujing fights the impostor, can't win, and retreats, then rushes to Guan Yin for help, where the real Wukong is already standing. Two identical monkeys, both claiming to be Sun Wukong, both furious. And now the entire cosmos has a problem it doesn't know how to solve. They fought evenly matched through the universe, through heaven and the underworld, without any god being able to discern their identity. Guan Yin recites the band-tightening spell. Both monkeys feel it equally. Both howl, don't recite, in synchronized agony, frustrating every effort to unmask the impostor through enchantment. Only the real Wukong wears the filly. The fake should feel nothing, but it feels everything. That's a crack in the text that the story never explains. The Jade Emperor summons the demon-revealing mirror. It also fails to reveal the impostor. Tang Sanzang tries the spell again. Both monkeys drop. They fight their way into the underworld. And even the 10 Kings of Hell come up empty. The 10 Kings summon the judge to check the Book of Life and Death, but when Wukong achieved enlightenment long ago, he erased all names under the category of monkey, so the book yields no result. Then comes the one figure who actually knows the answer. Ksitigarba orders the beast Diting to lie on the ground and listen for the truth. Diting discerns that the demon is the Six-Eared Macaque, but But because the macaque's supernatural powers are identical to Wukong's, and the Underworld lacks the ability to restrain him, Diting advises the two monkeys to go to the Buddha instead. Read that carefully. Diting says plainly, "Though I know the name of the monster, I cannot expose him to his face, nor can I assist in capturing him." Diting knew. Diting chose silence, not because it couldn't tell them apart, because naming the fake out loud in that room with no power to hold him would have caused a catastrophe. So they go to Vulture Peak, and here is where the story hands everything to one person. At Thunderclap Monastery, the Buddha faces two identical Sun Wukongs, and speaks the words that have unsettled readers for centuries. Fourth is the Six-Eared Macaque, skilled at listening to sounds, able to discern reason, knowing what comes before and after. All things are clear to him. He is the one who shares the same appearance and voice as the true Wukong. The macaque tries to flee when it hears the Buddha speak about its true identity, but the Buddha traps it under a giant golden arms bowl. Sun Wukong swings his iron staff, strikes the macaque once upon the head, and kills it. The Buddha does not intervene. One of only 4 beings in existence outside every category of life, gone in a single blow by Wukong's own hand. And from that moment forward, the monkey who walks out of Vulture Peak is a different animal. The Six-Eared Macaque represents Wukong's dark side, and killing him symbolizes Wukong purging himself of his evil. This is evident when Wukong is shown to be more peaceful after killing the macaque. Banished twice before this chapter, never banished again after it. The rebellion is just gone. The defiance, the chaos, the great sage equal to heaven energy, dissolved. He completes the journey as a model disciple and eventually becomes the victorious fighting Buddha. Now, here's where we pull the thread. The official reading is that this is a story of inner transformation. The two minds of the chapter title refers to the dichotomy between the true mind, the original, pure Buddha mind, and the illusionary mind, which results in complexity and confusion. Wukong killing the Six-Eared Macaque represents the blossoming of one mind by extinguishing the illusionary mind. That's the intended reading. The novel supports it. Scholars have written entire books on it. But look at what the text actually shows you, and tell me it doesn't leave a door open. The Six-Eared Macaque is one of 4 spiritual primates that exist outside every category of life in the cosmos. The fourth, the Six-Eared Macaque, has a sensitive ear, discernment of fundamental principles, knowledge of past and future, and comprehension of all things. These 4 kinds of monkeys are not classified in the 10 categories of life, nor are they contained in the names between heaven and earth. This creature's defining power is hearing. It can stand in one place and know what's happening 500 kilometers away. It knows things before they happen. The macaque's 6 ears come from the Buddhist saying, "The Dharma is not to be transmitted to the 6th ear," meaning a great secret that must only be passed to an initiated disciple. This idiom already appears in Chapter 2 when young Wukong assures Patriarch Subodhi that he could receive the oral transmission of the secret formula because there is no third party, no 6th ear present. There was a 6th ear present. There always had been. The Six-Eared Macaque can possess the knowledge of events 1,000 li away, and whatever a man may say in that distance. Perhaps it heard Subodhi's secret teachings. That might explain why the Impostor has such similar abilities to our hero. The macaque didn't just copy Wukong's face. It may have been listening to Wukong's entire life, every lesson, every technique, every secret that was only supposed to pass between 2 ears. So when the two of them stand before the Buddha, what the Buddha is actually looking at is this: two beings of identical power, identical appearance, identical abilities, both outside the categories of life. And one of them had the secret teachings from the very beginning, and one of them earned them. The Buddha names one as the fake. But here is the question the novel never answers. How do you verify which mind is the true mind, if both minds believe they are the true one? Anthony Yu, in his examination of the novel's structure, interprets the macaque as monkey's double, symbolizing two minds or double-mindedness, which disrupts the pilgrimage by embodying the mental divisions that hinder enlightenment. That's the scholarly consensus. The macaque is the illusionary mind. Wukong kills it. One mind remains. Journey continues. But the theory that lives in the cracks of this story asks a different question. The monkey who was banished, the one who felt betrayed, who went to Guanyin, who had been exiled twice for doing what he believed was right, that monkey was angry. That monkey had a will of his own. That monkey had two minds inside him. And the Buddha's entire framework says that's the problem. Two minds throw heaven and earth into chaos. One body cannot attain true nirvana. So which mind had to die for the journey to be completed? The one that came back never rebelled again. The one that came back was obedient in a way the original never was. Hongmei's son argues that Wukong's killing of his peer and doppelganger is self-contradiction to an extreme, especially since the Six-Eared Macaque had already been trapped by the Buddha, which parallels Wukong's own capture in the novel's early chapters. Both monkeys trapped by the Buddha, one released to continue the journey, one killed. The parallel is exact, and the Buddha, the all-seeing, all-knowing Buddha, let Wukong execute a being that was already trapped, already contained, a being that could have been converted, the way so many demons in this story are converted. The Buddha didn't offer it mercy, didn't offer it a path, just let the staff come down. Why? The novel doesn't say. That silence is where the theory lives. The canon is clear. The survivor is Sun Wukong, the dead one is the impostor, and what follows is the completion of a spiritual journey. That's the story Wu Cheng'en wrote, and it's a genuinely brilliant one. But the reason this episode has unsettled readers for 400 years is that the text builds a scenario where the question which one is real becomes genuinely unanswerable by any power except the Buddha's word, and then asks you to accept that word without evidence. Diting said, "I now know which of them is fake, but I cannot reveal the truth here and now. The one creature whose entire purpose is to hear the truth heard it and sent them somewhere else. Maybe that's caution, maybe that's wisdom, or maybe Diting understood that what was about to happen at Vulture Peak wasn't a revelation. It was a decision. You've been watching a story about a monkey who fought heaven, shook the cosmos, and refused to kneel until the day he did. The question the novel leaves open is whether that transformation was enlightenment, or whether it was replacement, whether the chaos died or whether the chaos won. The book gives you one answer. The cracks give you another. That's the story, but it's just one of many. We're pulling apart legends from every tradition, one figure at a time, and finding the threads nobody talks about. So tell me in the comments, which mythological figure should we uncover next? Drop the name below and subscribe so you're here when we do, because the next story is already stranger than this one.